It's finally that time of the year, y'all. We got the Timberwolves and the Nuggets meeting for a third time in the playoffs. This is going to be a great series. This is by far the best series of the first round. I don't think there's a debate there. Obviously, this is going to be my prediction video. Also kind of a breakdown video. I'm not breaking down any of this film. This is just film in the background for you guys to watch. Some of it is from this year. Some of it is from the playoff series that we've played versus them in 2023 and 2024. And then there's a clip of Bones Highland versus the Nuggets recently when he played really well. So there's that. But yeah, let's get into this. I'm going to get my prediction out of the way right now. Obviously, you guys know I am a big Wolves supporter, so there's no surprise there when I tell you the Wolves are going to win this series. That's my prediction. I think we win this series in 6 games. Now I'm going to tell you the keys and what we need to do to make sure we win this series. Number 1, offensively, we have to move the ball. One thing I've noticed about people who talk about Wolves basketball, I feel like people don't emphasize the fact that we need to move the ball a lot more. Our offense often gets stagnant. I feel like especially when it comes to Anthony Edwards, we need to do a good job of moving him off the ball and putting him in actions and setting off balls for him to get open, which I've seen happen. They need to do that more. Set off balls to get him easy baskets, get him backdoor cuts, have him cut backdoor, and also have him operate in that mid-post area, have him play with his back to the basket so he can see the double team going. Just move him around. Don't just have him on the perimeter ISOing while guys are just standing in the corner. That is not a recipe for success. All that does is cause the Denver Nuggets to load up on Anthony Edwards and simply just double him, and that's not a good recipe for this. That's a recipe. I don't want to say recipe for a disaster, but I feel like there are way better ways we can run our offense than just waiting for him to get doubled and forcing him to make the right play as a playmaker. I trust him as a playmaker, but let's make it easy on him and cause him not to be a playmaker. That's why we brought Ayo Dosunmu onto the squad. I think he's going to be a huge factor for us. So, yeah, that's the first key. Ball movement. Guys shouldn't be standing around too much. Guys should be cutting, setting off ball. The ball should be moving. Like, our offense should be fluid enough to where we're moving the ball so we can keep Denver's defense guessing. A second key, we have to attack Jokic as much as possible. Put him in 1,000 pick and rolls. Make sure you get a matchup on him. He's one of their weakest defenders. He needs to be attacked every time. Get him in foul trouble if you can. Attack him. Julius Randle should be fishing to get Jokic on him because Jokic cannot guard Julius Randle. It sucks that Rudy Gobert is a non-factor offensively. Otherwise, Rudy Gobert should be attacking him, but he's a non-factor offensively. So, yeah. But make Jokic work on defense. Force him. Make him work on defense so he can, so you can limit him offensively. So those are my 2 keys for us offensively. Move the ball, heavy on ball movement, keep Denver's defense guessing and keep their defense moving, and attack Jokic. Put him in 1,000 pick and rolls. Force him to work on defense. And do not let Denver feel comfortable just standing around. Force them to move. So those are my 2 keys offensively. Now defensively, when it comes to Jokic, I think Rudy Gobert is going to be matched up against him sometimes, but I think sometimes, and I watched some film on this too when I was watching somebody else break it down, I think it's best we put Rudy Gobert. We don't put Rudy Gobert on Jokic the whole series. I feel like we should make adjustments and switch up some of the coverages we have on Jokic. Sometimes guard him one-on-one, sometimes even double him. I think Rudy Gobert would be a much more effective defender if we have him sit in the paint and we have maybe Julius Randle guard Rudy. I mean, not Rudy, guard Jokic. The reason why I say that is because from the film I was looking at, Rudy Gobert is a much more effective defender when he's in the paint. When he's guarding Jokic, he doesn't get a chance to really be the paint presence that he can be, because when he's guarding Jokic and say if the double comes, that allows somebody to cut back door, and the paint defense is a lot weaker. Whereas if you put, obviously in the past when we would put Cat, who, yes, some people think, Cat missing is going to be a huge issue for us. Hopefully that doesn't come true, but in the past we'll put Cat, or in this recently we'll put Julius on him, and we'll have Rudy sit paint and play good paint defense. That has worked for us in the past, and that's resulted in winnings. Even if Jokic may have 35, 15, and 15, it still results in us getting the W, and that's what matters. A lot of people think Denver is going to win because Jokic has high success against us and Rudy Gobert, but how many of those games has resulted in wins? You have to ask yourself that. So if we can just find a way to make Rudy and put Rudy in a position to be the best defender that he can be, which is sitting in the paint, our coverage versus Jokic should be fine, regardless of how many big numbers he may put up. But overall, that's really all I have to say. Defensively, though, obviously, I feel like if we can get back to this level of defense, as you guys can see here in the clip, when we play them in 2024, if we can get back to this level, we can 100% win this series. I appreciate all the love and support. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, leave your comments down below, and I'm out. Peace. Also, Chris Finch needs to be on his A game this series, because I'm somebody who wants him gone after this season. So he needs to coach a great series this series. Like, this is on him as well. He has to make the right and proper adjustments. I forgot to mention that in the video.